Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. DSP here live on the stream. I'm back. After my day away from streaming yesterday, I have returned. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the beginning of 8 straight days. 8 straight days of streaming for you guys. Because what's going to happen here is I'm going to be live streaming every day and then taking some time away from streaming for a few days. It's now official. My time away from streaming is going to start on the 14th of May. It will continue through the 15th and 16th. I will return on the 17th of May. Okay? So this is good for multiple reasons. Alright? Number one, 8 straight days of content for you guys means I'm going to be able to start wrapping up a bunch of new stuff. Okay? A bunch of stuff that I've been working on for a while and I've wanted to finish and even get through some new projects. So today is, just for the record, Sunday, the 5th of May, 2018. And I'm hoping this coming week to finish up such things such as God of War, which we may even finish up today, depending on how today goes. Bloodborne, which may or may not conclude tomorrow, depending on how things go with the Chalice dungeons. And if people actually want to keep coming back to see them, or if they find them boring. Alright. I'm going to, at some point this week, beginning my Dead Space 2 playthrough, a survival horror game I only played once when it was brand new and never went back to it ever again to replay it. I've always wanted to because I really enjoyed the game. I played it so long ago when it was new. It was actually 2011. I wasn't direct capturing yet. I wasn't live streaming yet. You know, we're talking, this was a whole different era of me doing gameplay only for YouTube. And to now be able to come back to it exclusively on Twitch and live stream it here, you know, and do a direct capture playthrough later on YouTube was going to be pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited for that. I hope you guys are excited for it too. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun this week. Plus, of course, I'll be continuing on with various things. For example, tomorrow night, PUBG, the beta map, the second map that on Xbox One is opened again, the test map. So I'll be doing the new map in PUBG. I'll be doing more Yakuza 6. I'll be doing more Ultra Street Fighter 2. Yes. All of these things will happen. So, 8 straight days of live streaming for you guys. Alright. 8 straight days. And then, time away. Around 3 days off starting on the 14th of May. Alright. So, what can you guys expect? Let me give you the actual schedule. Today, God of War's probable conclusion. Alright. You might say, well, why? Do you think you're going to beat the game today? Well, right now I'm in the midst of the final major side mission in the game. It's a mission you needed to complete all the other dwarf side mission, the dwarf blacksmith brothers. You had to do all their side missions in order to unlock it, and I did. So I'm in the middle of it. I freed the 3rd dragon out of all the imprisoned dragons in the game, and I'm about to continue on and see what's at the end of this mission. I have no idea. And apparently it's supposed to open up the legendary dwarven blacksmith armor, okay? Also, supposedly, I'm supposed to have enough dragon tier crafting items now to make the Infinity Gauntlet. I'll be able to make the gauntlet, have the 3 Infinity Gems, and shoot lasers and shit. It should be pretty cool. I hope I can do it. I really want to do it. In addition to that, alright, there is the legendary axe pommel, which I didn't know about, but I read about it actually over the weekend. Apparently the people who bought the collector's edition of God of War received a map, okay? It had a cloth map, and on the outside of this map, there were these runes, Nordic runes. As we've been seeing throughout the course of the game, there were Nordic runes all over the place that Atreus deciphers. Well, apparently, if you actually took the time to decipher the runes and create a key, so you say, oh, okay, this rune corresponds to this letter or whatever, you could actually make a key and read the runes on the outskirts of the map, and it tells a story about how the 2 brothers, Sigrid, what's his name? The one with the S, I forget his name, and Brock, apparently how, you know, they had a falling out or whatever, but they had a legendary axe pommel or whatever that they had created, and they hid in a dimensional tear, and they tell you how to get it. Okay, so the bottom line is, I would have never figured that out. There's no way anyone could figure it out unless, number one, they bought the collector's edition of the game, and number two, if you actually created a fucking cipher, you know, to read towards this map and figure out how do you get this legendary axe pommel. So I'm going to do that today. The instructions are all over the internet. Apparently everyone is now just doing it because it's become common knowledge on the internet. So I'm going to get that today. And then after that, there's really nothing else to do. The only other side content that would be left would be to go do the higher level Muspelheim challenges to try to craft more higher level Muspelheim armor, which quite frankly I don't think I care about because it doesn't seem to be as good as other armor. I could go back to Niflheim and grind in the fucking fog, which I also don't care about. You know, it's pretty boring, just grinding against generic enemies in fog, timed challenges to get crafting items to make the Niflheim armor. I mean, in reality, what do I really need this armor for? I mean, if I were going for the Platinum Trophy, I guess, you need to do it. But I don't really need it. I've beaten all the Valkyries, right? I've done all the high-level challenges, really, in the game. I've beaten pretty much most, if not all, the stuff. I mean, there's a few things around the open world I haven't done. I'm sure there's a few vines I haven't cut down. And I know there's probably a few timed puzzles with the Hell Wind that I never went back and did. All right, but in reality, there's probably not that much left to do, in order to do meaningful side content. That's the thing. There's one thing between all the side content and meaningful side content. At this point, I don't think getting more crafting items is going to really help me because I'm at the end of the game. All right, so for all intents and purposes, guys, today may be the final God of War stream. It all depends on how long it takes for me to finish up this final side mission, and then basically to kind of finish up the final story. All right, this may be it. If I do have time, if it does go quick, I may actually review the game today live on stream. We'll see what happens, okay? So that's that. No second stream tonight, all right? No second stream tonight because tonight is the first weekend of the month of May, which means I got some work to do. I basically have to message all of my patrons on patreon.com, let them know that they qualified for certain perks, try to get their information. I also have to update the patron crawl, the thank you crawl for the week in preview tonight, which is it takes a while to do that. I got to go through all the patrons for the month and get their names updated, and then I got to do the week in preview. So I got a lot to do tonight, so there will not be a second stream tonight. However, starting tomorrow, 6 straight days of double streams starting tomorrow, all right? Tomorrow, Monday, my first stream will be Bloodborne. It'll be the Chalice Dungeons. I'll see how they fare and if people like them or not. If people actually like the Chalice Dungeons and want me to grind through them and try to do them all this time. Remember, the first time around, I played the Chalice Dungeons for about a day and a half, and people got bored. And I couldn't beat this certain boss, this Flame Dog, or whatever the fuck it was. It was frustrating me. And quite frankly, I was already bored anyway. I didn't really feel like continuing on with the game at that point. So if people like it this time, they want me to go all the way through the Chalice Dungeon so I can get to the Queen of Yharnam at the end, the true final secret boss of the game. I'll do it. But if people don't show up and are complaining it's boring or whatever, then there's no point. I'm just going to do like I did last time, just finish the game and wrap up that playthrough. Okay? Tomorrow night, PUBG. So Monday night will be PUBG, and it will be the test server map again. So if you've been bored of the PUBG content, it's the same goddamn map over and over. Tomorrow we finally get to play the new map again. They've opened the test servers yet again, so I'll be able to play it Monday night. All right. Tuesday is completely up in the air. If we finish God of War today, then Tuesday will be the premiere of my Dead Space 2 playthrough. All right. Tuesday night will be Yakuza 6. Wednesday, maybe more Bloodborne. All right. Maybe. Or it could be more Dead Space. It all depends. It depends on how things go with Bloodborne. Do people want to continue or not? Wednesday night also is kind of up in the air. I'm not sure what I'll be doing Wednesday night. I gotta think about it. So we'll leave it kind of as an open stream. We'll leave it as an open possibility and see what it ends up being. Thursday will probably be more Dead Space 2 and maybe more Yakuza. And then Friday, as my weekly session, will be Ultra Street Fighter 2 again, coming back. And then it will be PUBG. PUBG Friday night. Okay? And again, then the weekend more than likely will be Dead Space 2. Again, balanced with Bloodborne if people want to keep seeing it. If not, maybe we'll be focused on Dead Space 2 and maybe trying to finish Dead Space 2 before I take my time away coming up that week from the 14th to the 16th of May. All right. Then when I come back from my time off, guys, I'll probably that day when I come back play Street Fighter and maybe PUBG or Yakuza, we'll see. Because then that Friday, the 18th of May, I'm going to be getting the early edition of State of Decay 2 by paying $20 extra to basically get the collector's edition and all DLC content, you get to play the game 4 days early. So I'll be playing it that Friday and playing State of Decay 2 over the course of that weekend, which should be pretty fun. You know, to get the heads up on it and play it 3-4 days before other games start coming out, so I can basically finish it in time for before games like Detroit Become Human and the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection are released, okay? So, there you go. I think that's going to be what you can expect for, you know, at least the next couple of weeks. Then, of course, like I said, at the end of the month, we got Detroit Become Human and the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, which I think will go really well. So, there you go, guys. Rough schedule of everything you can expect in the next few weeks. It should be a pretty good few weeks. Lots of variety. Lots of games incoming this month. Good stuff, all right? And, you know, I'm hoping these 3 days away that I'm taking from streaming will give me time to spend with my girl, time to be refreshed, time to do stuff around the house I've wanted to do for a million years, so it should be fun. Okay. So what else is going on, guys? Well, undoubtedly, we knew this was going to happen. I took a day off. I come back. I've lost a ton of subs. What can you do? You know, we were up to almost 450 subs during the last stream that I did on Friday. Now we're down to like 420 something. I think we're like down to the low 420s, actually. I'll double check right now. It is what it is. It was to be expected. Now, the good news is I will be live streaming for the next 8 straight days. So maybe we'll be able to make a solid effort to build up subs again. All right, yeah, we're at 428 subs. We'll see what happens. I hope that because of my dedication in the next 8 days, we'll build it up. Because the bottom line is, guys, the bottom line is this. We need to hit 475 subs by the time I go on break. It's that simple, because guess what? It was actually the middle of April, last month, when someone came in during the beginning of my Bloodborne Redemption run, and they gifted some 20 to 30 subs in one sitting. They were very generous. I'm very appreciative of that. It obviously helped me out tons. But that being said, what's going to happen is sometime in mid-May, probably when I'm on my break, those subs are going to expire. They're not going to auto-renew, and I'm going to end up losing 30-plus subs on the channel. So that being said, if we're going to hit the goal of 475 subs, we need to build the subs up quickly in the next 8 days in order to hit the goal. If we don't hit the goal by the time I take that time away, more than likely we're not going to hit it for this month, all right? So what is at stake? All right, what is at stake? Well, if we hit 475 subscribers at any point during this month, if we hit it, you know, at once, 475, all right, I'll be doing a special kind of event I've never done before in my 10-year history of doing gameplay content for you guys. It's going to be the Street Fighter Anniversary Master Run Challenge. So if you're a fan of my Street Fighter content and fighting games, you're going to like this. If you're a fan of me getting salty and raging at incredibly difficult stuff in games, you're also going to love this event. All right? It's the best of both worlds. If we hit 475 subs in June, I'm going to do a 7 to 8 hour marathon stream event where I'm going to be playing all of the competitive games in the upcoming Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection on the hardest difficulty through arcade mode. If you guys aren't aware, the difficulty in these games on highest difficulty is insane. At the end, when you start reaching like the boss level characters, they start reading your inputs and literally counter hitting you through your moves because they know what you're doing. It's like they're psychic. It's ridiculously difficult. And what you have to eventually do is figure out like AI abusive patterns. Figure out, you know, what things the AI falls for. And usually it's not tactics you would ever use in a real game. I'll give you a perfect example. In Street Fighter 2, when you're facing Zangief, if you get anywhere near him, he 360s you through everything. He'll do the spinning pile driver through everything. So what you literally need to do is jump up and keep doing neutral jump roundhouse over and over into maybe some zoning stuff. Because if you don't, he will screw you over completely. So you have to play the game in a way that basically you would never play against a real human. And it's tough. I remember. It is really freaking difficult, okay? So this could be a very fun event where I get rage-filled or whatever. And I'm sure people will be taking bets. Gee, can Phil make it through the 5 Street Fighter 2 games? Can he make it through the Alpha games? Can he make it to the third strike, you know, all the way? Will he do this? Will he not do this? You know, people will be, I'm sure, very excited to see what will and won't happen, all right? It's going to be a very fun event, and especially because it's going to be a freaking very challenging thing to do. And again, it's something I've never done before. I think people will really enjoy it. All right. In fact, I'll even say this: if this event is successful, I'm almost sure people may want to see me do similar events in other styles of games, not just Street Fighter. But Phil, why don't you go back and do a platforming run challenge where you try to beat this game with this stipulation or this or that, right? And it could end up being something that fun that we do over, you know, as a regular thing here on stream moving forward. But that being said, we need to hit the subscriber goal, guys. And I see a bunch of people in stream chat who are not subbed. So, if ever there was motivation for you to subscribe to the channel, this would be it. Let's do a very special fun event this, next month, all right, because of this. If you subscribe to the channel, you also get access to all of the emotes of the channel. You also don't have to watch advertisements when I run them. And you also get a cool subscriber chat badge, all right? Let's get this going, guys. Let's get these subs going. I know you guys want it. I know you want this event. I see you guys foaming at the mouth for something fun. People constantly tell me, Phil, you need to do more variety. This is it. This is like the core of variety. This could start a series of fun variety challenge run events. But we've got to hit the goal. That's the whole point, to motivate you guys to sub, okay? King of Hypocrisy, all right, fine. I apologize for calling you stupid. You're not stupid, you're just annoying. You're not actually stupid. You're not. You're not dumb. You know what you're doing. King of Hypocrisy has a way of, like, getting at me, digging at me, and annoying me sometimes. I mean, just his name itself is a troll attempt, you know? So, I get it. You're not stupid, though. There you go. All right. So, that being said, guys, we got that out of the way. I guess what we'll do here, let's go ahead and quickly hit up the plugs, and then I will do some shout-outs for people who have cheered, subbed, and tipped. Keep in mind, cheering, subbing, and tipping, you know, helps me out, and also you'll get a shout-out, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. All right? So, if you guys enjoy my daily live streams, if you guys enjoy my on-demand videos on YouTube, and you like everything that I've done for the last 10 years being a content creator, making free and fun content for you on a nearly daily basis, over 50, actually, I actually did the math, actually, I think it's over 60,000 videos on YouTube, and thousands upon thousands of hours of content for you to watch. A 10-year legacy, right? A decade of commitment that I've done to gaming and putting stuff out for you guys. If you enjoy all of that, and you want to see it continue, first of all, thank you for your viewership on stream today, and thank you for watching videos on YouTube. Obviously, that helps. But there are ways that you could go above and beyond. The first would be my Patreon over at patreon.com/darksydephil, where your pledges to my monthly campaign directly aid me in the ability to keep doing this. They help me defray the cost of running the business, like the cost of games, the cost of equipment. You know, I had a hard drive that just died recently. I had to replace it, $100, boom, right out of my pocket, out of nowhere. You know, cost of electricity, internet, all that stuff, all right? But the cool thing about if you pledge to my Patreon is that you earn perks. For example, you can earn text or verbal thank yous in my videos. You could earn premium forum access that allows you to nominate and vote on games for events. In fact, just tonight, I'm setting up the ability for those who pledged in April to nominate games for the upcoming Patron's Choice event. That starts tonight. So if you're excited for that, if you were a pledgee in April, it starts tonight. All right, guys? You can also get your question answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, which will be in June, the next episode. Or you could get a private Q&A video made where you can ask me whatever you want, and I'll put out a 20-plus minute video to answer your questions. All right? So, all really great perks. Give it a look for yourself. Patreon.com/darksydephil for all of those details. All right? And hopefully you may consider pledging, and if you do, thank you very much. And, of course, thank you to everyone who has been an ongoing pledgee for some time as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, shout out to everyone joining the stream during the pre-stream. I see a bunch of people coming in saying, what's up, Phil? What's up to all you guys? Just getting through the plug segment here. All right, guys, number 2, I just want to remind you all that I do have a merchandise shop called Teespring, where I sell t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, among other fun stuff. Anything you buy from my Teespring shop, I get a decent-sized commission from. It does help out. And, of course, in addition to that, you get a cool collectible. I can personally attest to the quality of the Teespring stuff, Because guess what? I own a bunch of it. I've been wearing the shirts recently, actually, here on my streams. I drink from the mug every single day on stream. So, good stuff. Give it a look. Teespring.com / excuse me, let's try that again. Teespring.com /stores / DSPGaming. And then, of course, guys, last but not least, if you're here live on the stream today on Twitch and you're having fun and you enjoy the content I put out, and like I said, you want to maybe get a shout-out, become part of the interactive stream, you can either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or you could tip me. And if you do any of those three things, you'll get a live shout-out here during the course of the stream. It's pretty cool. It's interactive and fun. I love doing it. But there are some criteria that I do ask you to follow. Number one, please be as short-worded and concise as possible. The shorter, the better. It'll make it a more digestible comment for me to read on stream and give you a shout-out for. If you're doing ginormous paragraphs of multiple sentences and the like, chances are I may not read the whole thing or may not read it at all because that's going to disrupt the stream. All right, we don't want the flow of the stream being broken up. That's number one. Number two, please be positive. I'm not here to start drama. I'm not here to circulate rumors. I don't want to hear about some person who said something negative about me or someone who's restreaming my broadcast illegally or yada, yada, yada. I don't care. This is supposed to be a fun gameplay stream. I'm going to be wrapping up God of War hopefully today after, over 2 weeks of playing it. I'm looking forward to the big conclusion. I hope you guys are too. And this is the last place where I want to hear all that negative crap. This is a place where hopefully you guys are having fun. You could jump in with some fun, funny jokes or comments or, anything you want as long as it's not something that's negative derived, all right? In general, guys, 95% of the time, people get it. People have a great time on stream, right? So in general, the shout-out system works. People really enjoy it. And so thank you guys for that support. All right. Now, if you'd also like to get a visual contribution, right? A visual representation of your cheer subs and tips, then if you cheer 50 bits or more, if you subscribe to the channel and wait a few minutes and then you click the share button after subscribing, or if you tip me $5 or more here live on the stream, you will get a actual pop-up animation. And those animations are designed by longtime viewer fan and chat moderator Popsicolo, so shout out to him. They're pretty cool. They pop up in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. They look nice, and they add to the stream. So thank you to anyone who does that, all right? One final thing I'll say. I already talked about the subs goal for the month, so I won't go into that. But one final thing I will say right now, guys. Right now, if you are in a situation where you're like, man, I'd like to, maybe contribute on stream today, get a shout-out, but I wonder what actually helps Phil the most. Right now, it's tips. Reason being, I just paid my federal taxes last month, and it completely emptied out my bank account to the point where, I'm literally bill to bill paying and wondering if I'm going to have enough money or if I'm going to get overdrawn. Now, the good news is, in the next 4 or 5 days, I should receive one of my monthly payments. I believe it's the payment from Curse, my YouTube revenue. So I'll be all right as long as I can make it to then, and I'm, very much hoping that I make it to then. However, if you tip me right now, all right, I actually get those funds right away, and I could put those directly into the bank account and help myself out immediately. If you cheer or sub, that's also much appreciated. It does help me in the long run, but tipping, I get an immediate impact, all right? So, if at all you have the choice of, gee, how would I like to maybe contribute on stream today and help Phil out, please tip me. Tipping is the way to go. You guys did a bunch of great tips last week, and I put them right towards the bank account. So far, so good, but I got 4 or 5 days longer to get through, and I hope I can get through it, all right? That being said, guys, you may be wondering, how do I tip, right? Because you think, oh, well, cheering and subbing are right here through Twitch, but how do you tip it, Phil? Well, there's 2 methods. First of all, if you're watching the live stream and you look directly below it on my Twitch page, there's a grid of information. It's all my Twitch panels. They were recently updated and made a lot more spiffy and professional looking by longtime viewer Fizzle. So shout out to Fizzle, who redesigned these for me. I appreciate it. There's a panel there that says tips or tip cup. If you click on it, it'll take you to my tips page where you can either leave a completely anonymous tip, or if you'd wish to get a shout out, you can leave a name and a message. All right. Now, you may not see any of the information I just described because you may be on a mobile device. If you're watching via phone or a tablet, sometimes it goes to mobile Twitch, or if you're on the app in particular. If you're watching on the app, there's no way you can get that information. So instead, in the stream chat, you could type !tip. All right. !tip. And if you do that, it'll bring up a link to click on. And if you click on that, you'll go directly to my tips page. And via that method, you'll be able to leave a tip. All right. So either looking below the stream or typing !tip will bring the information up. If you tip me, I'm very greatly appreciated. It'll help me out in the short term here. Like I said, once I get past the middle of this month and I get all my payments, I should be good to go. And it shouldn't be a concern anymore, but I just need to get there. So thank you guys for that. 8 straight days of streaming starting right now. I hope you guys are excited for it. All right. All right, guys. Yes, Ripley Atomic. The tip jar message will go directly to the stream as in a pop-up. $5 or more, you'll see it on screen. If not, I'll still read it out. Even if it's lower than a $5 tip, I will still read it out. So there you go. All right, let's do some shout-outs, guys. First of all, I want to give shout-outs to some people who kept me in mind during my day off. As you know, I take 1 day off a week, typically. Next week will be the exception to the rule, but usually I get 1 day off a week, and there are a few people who keep me in mind during my day off and still cheer, sub, and tip, and I want to give them credit where credit is due. So, special shout-out to Golden Colts, who did a 95-bit cheer. Game Master 2003 is dead again, who did a 39-bit cheer. And then Golden Colts did another 135-bit cheer during my day off. So thank you guys for your support. I very much appreciate that. You guys are awesome. All right. And then this morning on stream, we've got one new sub from Chairman Caleb. He actually resubbed to the channel for the 11th month in a row. He says, almost a year. Thanks for the mini laughs, Phil. I can't wait to see you play Red Dead Redemption 2. I can't wait either. I think people are finally starting to get hype for some of the new release games this year because now we're starting to see game trailers come out for a lot of them. There's been more information on Soul Calibur. Is it 6? Whatever the latest Soul Calibur is. There's been new information about that. Showing Taki, and a couple other characters. We still don't have a date for that, but that looks good. There's actually, I'd probably say 10 games in particular that I think everyone's kind of waiting for. What's the other one? Code Vein or whatever. That's supposed to be in the same vein as, say, Dark Souls. Red Dead Redemption 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, obviously this month games like Detroit Become Human, State of Decay 2, for me the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection is huge, the Spyro Collection, Spider-Man, amongst others. There's many other games as well, alright? So that being said, lots of good stuff coming up this year. However, a lot of these games don't have release dates yet, and it could be pretty annoying when you really want to look forward to a gaming year like me. I would love to say, man, I can't wait for this month. I'll be playing this game and sharing that with you guys and this and that. There really are a lot of games that just don't have release dates at all yet. And they all say, oh, they're coming out soon, but we don't know when. I get the feeling, as I've said many times this year, E3, all right, I think E3 this year is going to be one of the biggest E3s we've seen in a long time. I'm predicting bombshell game announcements. Remember a few years ago we had Bethesda came out and out of nowhere announced Fallout 4, said it was coming out in the fall. I'm feeling that vibe this year because isn't it funny how everything's been very quiet on the gaming front recently? We've had a very slow start of the year for games. We've had very few new game announcements, and we're like, what is going on? I think everyone's saving it up. They want to have a giant bombshell E3. I'm really kind of feeling that vibe this year. I hope it's true. I hope we don't have a fizzling E3 where like nothing new happens. But I'm kind of feeling that this E3 may redefine the gaming landscape. I mean, we're pretty late at this point into the life of current consoles, PS4 and Xbox One. And I'm really thinking that we're going to start seeing some of the late generation games start to come out that wow us. We're all playing God of War right now. That's one of them for sure. I think we're going to get a few more that are going to be on that caliber. And we're going to get information about that at E3. So, but yeah, I'm excited for Red Dead Redemption 2 just like you. I think the rest of this year, if we finally get release dates for games, could be a great one. All right. Shout out to King Swaggins. King Swaggins cheered. Excuse me. And he said, will you be doing a review for God of War? I really think you should. You probably have a lot to say about it. It depends. It depends on how today's stream goes. If today I play God of War and we don't finish, obviously I'm not reviewing it today. If today I play God of War and we just narrowly finish in time for the end of the stream, then no, I can't review God of War today. I don't have time. But if I play God of War and we finish a little early and I have, say, a half an hour left on the stream, then yes, I will review the game. So it all depends on time constraints. As you guys know, reviewing the game live on stream is no problem. Reviewing the game and taking time away from streaming to do it is a horrible idea. Because my reviews on YouTube don't get a lot of views. Typically, they get demonetized, so it's just not my concern. You know, I'm primarily am a live streamer, and a game commentator right now. That's all I really am, you know. In the past, it was one of my main things to review games, but when YouTube decided to completely change the website and demonetize those kind of videos, I stopped caring. And that's their problem, not mine. That's their fault, not mine. You know, I had a lot of fun doing it. They screwed me over, so I'll do what I need to do to keep going here, you know. And worst case scenario for games I don't get to review this year, you'll find out what I thought in my Game of the Year awards at the end of the year, you know. All right, I got an anonymous $5 tip. Thank you very much, whoever did this. Very nice of you. He said, I lost a pet recently, and Normahime, or Normahime, I apologize because I am not aware of how to pronounce that name. I've never seen that name before. Is no longer with us. Rest in peace, to be honest. Well, rest in peace to your beloved pet. Losing a pet is not easy. I can tell you personally, I've lost many pets. You know, just a couple years ago, I lost my hamsters, which I had for, you know, over 2.5 years. You know, and it was tough. Even though they're, you know, oh, it's just a hamster. Now, you get attached, man. You do. You get attached. You get used to having that pet around, you know, that loving creature around the house and seeing them on a daily basis. I remember every day I used to have dinner, and I would turn around, I would feed them a piece of vegetable from my plate, you know, and they'd come out, and they love eating greens and having all kinds of treats and rolling around. You get to play with them, you know, put them in the ball. They run around the house. They run up and down your arms. You tickle them, you know. They become part of your family just as much as, you know, in a lot of cases, humans. And it hurts. It hurts to have that feeling of massive loss. I firsthand can attend. You know, and by the way, the hamsters aren't the first pets I've had. I've had different pets various over my life. So, sorry for your loss. And hopefully, you know, you will be feeling better soon. And there you go. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate it. Persona 3 Master cheered and said, I beat God of War 2 days ago. It was great. I even went ahead and did all of the optional Valkyrie bosses after beating the main game. Well, there you go. I think a lot of people will do that. Like, I decided to beat them during the course of the game. I get the feeling, since from what I've understood, once you beat the game, you can literally go back and re-beat everything. Like, anything you've missed, any side content you didn't do, you can apparently do in the post-game. In my opinion, that's the way to go. Like, one of the things that really pisses me off about Bloodborne, even though it's a great game, is if you beat the final boss, the game's over permanently. What the fuck? Like, the game's been out for 3 years. They couldn't add, like, the ability to go back and do the shit you missed. No, you can't. Which is really lame in my opinion. God of War, being able to go back and do everything later on, sounds really good to me. So, good stuff. And, glad to hear you like the game. Grazy Dream cheered 100 bits. You are actually the current cheerleader for today. It says 2B2T, the best Minecraft server. I have no idea what you're talking about, because I don't play Minecraft on a server or anything, but there you go. Thank you for the cheer. Persona 3 Master cheered again and said, did you see the Avengers movie? I saw it yesterday. It was amazing. The action is what Justice League should have been. No, I have not. As I stated, number one, quite frankly, I just don't really have time or money. Number two, my girlfriend Kat really has been turned off to Marvel movies because an ex-relationship of hers used to force her to go see all the Marvel movies against her will. She would want to go see other stuff, and he would be like, no, we've got to see Marvel. Which is fucked up in my opinion. Like, if you're in a relationship, right, it's about compromise and give and take. And you don't always do the things that only one person wants to fucking do. So I can completely understand why she has a negative association in her mind with these movies. It's funny because she's even said, I don't think they're bad movies. I just think that I just never want to see them because I got this negative association in my mind, you know, with an ex that used to be an asshole to me. And so they sour the movies for me. And that sucks. But it is what it is. Eventually I'll see Avengers when it goes on demand, I guess. But yeah, I've heard great things. I've heard that Infinity War actually is a great movie. I already read the plot spoilers, and quite frankly, I was kind of like, I kind of expected crazy things to happen in the movie, but I get the feeling in the next movie next year, they'll all be retconned. Per typical Marvel comics, once something crazy happens that you don't expect, they'll just take it all back anyway later, and I get the feeling that's going to happen. So there you go. King of Hypocrisy cheered. He says, you should make your sub goal a one-time IRL stream where you walk around your town or maybe Seattle. It would bring in tons of viewers, subs, and tips. No, I'm not doing it. Number one, that's not who I am. I am a gameplay streamer. For 10 years, I have created gameplay content for the internet. Have I done other stuff? Absolutely, but it's always been the thing that's the exception to the rule. It's not the main focus, you know? And quite frankly, as I've said, since YouTube changed everything and started demonetizing those style of videos, I really don't care about anything but the gameplay anymore. That's number one. Number two, I'm not going to reveal all the personal shit about places I usually go and things I usually do, because that's just going to cause assholes to try to start trouble. I'm sorry, but it's just true. When you've got people who stalk me at the local mall and take pictures without my permission and post them up on the internet in a stalkerish manner, more than likely there's people out there who would do weird shit. And if I let people know local places I go to and it's not a good idea. It's not. I gotta, look out for me and my own, and it's that simple, I gotta live a life that's a little bit more secluded at this point than I used to live because of these stalkerish idiots who go off and do fucked up things. They're just fucked in the head. What can I say? So no, I'm not going to be doing anything IRL. It's stupid, in my opinion. It's not what I'm known for, and it's a waste of my fucking time, and it's too risky. So there you go. Zebra cheered and said, Persona 5 public playlist when? When I finally remember, Zebra. Again, I never seem to remember. So yeah, I got to try to figure stuff out. I got to try to figure out when is the time when I'm going to have time to go through I believe at this point, the Persona 2 playthrough, or Persona 2, the Persona 5 playthrough had almost 200 parts when I had to stop playing it. So I'm going to have to manually go and find them all and make them all public again. So I guess I'm going to have to figure out time to do that, and I never remember. By the time I finish a stream, now I'm uploading videos, then I'm eating dinner. By the time I get back, I never remember. Like I told you, eventually I am going to make it public. More than likely, when I'm about to resume the playthrough, I'll remember. So we'll see. If I do remember, sooner rather than later, I will make it public again. But right now, it hasn't been a priority, and I keep forgetting. What can I say? All right. Shout out to NWO Hollywood Hogan, who did a 200-bit cheer. You are now the cheerleader for today, and thank you very much, NWO, for the contribution. Metroid's mother cheered 50 bits and said, Phil, what are your thoughts on Metroid games? I dig them. I've played the original Metroid, as well as, I believe there was a remake of the original Metroid on Game Boy Advance at some point. I think it was Game Boy Advance. I don't think it was the DS. I think it was before. I think it was the Game Boy Advance. I played those and liked them. I also have played Metroid Prime, and I enjoy that game. All right? So I like them. I was never a huge fan of Metroid back in the day. Because the thing was, Metroid was a very popular series around the time when the NES was prominent. And really, I jumped on the very end of that bandwagon. When I started playing games, it was really more about the SNES. And quite frankly, I was more immersed in games like Mario and Zelda and Final Fantasy and Street Fighter. And I never really got around to playing Super Metroid. I never did. I never played it. So, I'm not a ginormous fan of Metroid, but for the few times that I played it, I did like it. So there's your answer. Okay. King Swaggins made a bad joke. I'm sorry, Swaggins, but he goes, I didn't know you had a tea spring. What flavors of tea do you sell? Oh my goodness. All right. Oh. All right, guys. Thank you very much. By the way, today, is the final day for the cheer leaderboard for the week. It always resets on Monday. So since this is the final opportunity to do this, I should give credit where credit is due. And let me give a shout out to the top cheer contributors for the week. Thank you to King Swaggins, once again in the lead. Thank you very much, King Swaggins. One Ton Hammer right behind him by only a few hundred bits. Infinite in third place. Yusuke 14K in fourth. In Sityu in fifth. And only a handful of bits behind him, Mick G-Man in sixth. Atlas Telemon only a handful of bits behind in seventh. Same thing with DSP is really cool. Like, everyone's within, 200 bits here. Then in ninth, Boomy Girl. And 10th place, Kulu Yaku. So, last chance for anyone who wants to make a move on the weekly leaderboard. All right. But thank you to you guys who were very, generous contributors this month. Or, excuse me, this week. It resets once a week. It is much appreciated. If you want to see who's the monthly contributor and all that, I actually have in the extensions here on Twitch a panel on my Twitch dashboard that shows you not only by stream, by week, by month, and of all time, the biggest contributors. So you can go give that a look if you would like as well. But thank you to the current contributors. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys very much for that. All right. All right, I think we're good. I think that's the pre-stream, guys. I think we've covered pretty much absolutely everything. Just one final reminder, if you are going to contribute today, I would prefer tips. They would help me out tremendously right now for the next 4 or so. Actually, it's about 5 days. It takes about another day for... Once I get my payment, then it takes a day to clear to go from PayPal, say, to my bank account. So, yeah, another 5 days. If tips are heavily appreciated, because those will help me out directly, and hopefully I avoid an overdraft on my bank account, which costs a ridiculous amount of money when it happens. So I don't want to do it, but there's nothing I can do. I put all the money in I could, and anything that you tip me goes directly to that, and it would help me out big time, all right? All right, guys. That is it. Thank you very much. It is now time to begin with God of War. We're going to finish up this final side mission that I'm in right now for the dwarves. Hopefully get some really good armor. Hopefully I got enough dragon tears to do the Infinity Gauntlet. I also want to get this hidden legendary axe pommel. And then that's it. I guess we get to the end of the game. There really doesn't seem to be much else to do. YOLO Dobber asks, what did we get when we ate out yesterday? Pizza. We went to a pizza place. Got a nice pizza. Wasn't very expensive. It was good. There you go. There's your answer. All right. That is it. Thank you, guys. Let's begin. God of War. Here we go. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. All right. Let's do this.